Allure Teen Fight Club is a 2010 action drama from director Bill McAdams Jr. The movie opens with some cheerleaders that are up to no good. Wow, already this is a throwback to the 70s cheersploitation films. Tee-hee, we're being naughty and stuff. One girl gets left behind because her shoe's untied, so naturally, she's gonna get abducted. The other girls, ew.
You know all boys have fucking cheerleading fetishes. It's true. My uncle always made me sit on his lap when I wore mine.
Oh, Uncle Paul. The girl who stayed behind finds a bunny, which she goes to check out. Okay, to be fair, I'd do the same thing. So for her naivete, she gets a shovel to the face. The girls suddenly realize that something's wrong and run into a trap. Sometime later, Detective Maggie is heading to work. Casting by Mary Jo Slater from Star Trek? Well, if nothing else, the casting will be solid. The detective gets called into a meeting.
Good morning, good morning. Shut the fuck up, all of you.
I like the police chief already. He tells everyone that there's 3 girls missing in the past few weeks from a local high school. Here's the Instagram accounts of the girls. Look at them! He then says there's a bunch of girls from an adjacent town that are also missing. Since Maggie looks kinda young, they're gonna send her to the high school undercover and try to solve the crime. Uh-oh, it's gonna be 21 Hump Street. He has a slight cheerleader fetish, so he gives her her new uniform. Oh yes, I'm going to need you to model this for me after the meeting. Maggie goes in for her first day of high school. I'm surprised they didn't go the Corman route and give her pigtails. Over in science class, the girls are making googly eyes at the teacher. Jocko Jockington is handing out invites to a kegger. The girls, of course, are going. The teacher stops the ladies.
Hi, girls.
Hi, Mr. Reed.
Mr. Reed? All I heard was Listerine.
Hi, girls.
Hi, Mr. Reed.
He congratulates Tina for her project and lets her know she got an A. Brittany wants to know how she did, and since she's failing, she tries the let me suck my way to a better grade.
I think I have what it takes to do well in the real world.
Mr. Reed's not interested in her brand of thottery and tells him to get lost. Brittany's drinking fringe soda? Wait, forget that. Why is she holding it like this? Brittany then goes to mess with Maggie in true mean girl fashion. Since this movie is cheersploitation adjacent, we get a scene in the locker room. Flat asses ahoy! And now, field hockey. The janitor's disinfecting the locker room and finds the kegger invite. He then replaces the invite with a replica that has a different address. Back on the field, Maggie cross-checks Brittany, who then throws a temper tantrum. Brittany calls Brooke over to swap teams so she can beat up Maggie for her. Maggie gets knocked over and immediately knows Brittany's to blame, so she beats her ass. The coach breaks it up. She then reinforces some stereotypes. Back in the locker room, I didn't know high school kids could get breast implants. The movie also has some random nudity, for good measure. The girls are standing around in lingerie, trying to figure out who's going to drive them to the party. Maggie's new name is Kate. They ask her to drive them to the party. Maggie goes back to the car, and her ex-boyfriend's there trying to get her back. The other girls think he's a stalker. The girls then talk to these guys who were totally still in high school. I mean, what senior class didn't have a guy who looked like the lead singer from Aqua? Tina asks the one guy to give her a ride to work. My hair is filled with spiders. She rewards him for driving her to work with sex. I did that a bunch of times, and all I ever got was gas money. What a rip. Back at What's-His-Name's house, the guys are playing, is this Monty Ohm's Dead Fantasy? I just checked the credits, and he got a special thanks, so I guess he did. R.I.P. Monty. I kind of love that not only are they playing a game that doesn't exist, but they're doing it on a GameCube. Maggie goes to pick up the one girl for the party. In walks her dad, not Judd Nelson from The Breakfast Club. Maggie then gets a slight makeover. Over on the TV, we've got some safe public domain Betty Boop cartoons. The news interrupts to let us know there are now 9 missing girls. Over at Brittany's, they're getting all hoed up. Oh God, save me from vocal fry.
I'm so excited.
The girls stop at the liquor store to get supplies. I have a feeling they're gonna try to reenact that scene from the Aerosmith Crazy video. Mongo sees the girls and hides in the back of Maggie's car. Huh, seems they just kinda walked out with the booze. Oh, okay. The liquor store is in on the kidnapping ring. He lets evil shadow guy know the girls are on the way. The girls arrive at the new location, and it's in the middle of nowhere. Brooke walks off to go to the bathroom and falls down the hill. Can't take her anywhere. The girls walk back to the car and see that someone slashed her tires. Maggie goes looking for Brooke and leaves the other girls behind. She calls her ex, who is also a cop, to let him know that she needs help. So she went undercover to flush out this serial kidnapping ring and has no contact or backup. Maggie tries to help Brooke, but then gets shovel slapped. Over at the gas station, Tina sees Tommy. She thinks he's a guy who's stalking Maggie, so she does the dumbest thing possible. She confronts him. He tells her he needs to find Maggie, so Tina says that she'll take him to her if he buys them booze. Back in the car, the girls are having the most inane conversation possible.
You're breathing too much or something.
I'm breathing too much?
Yeah, stop breathing so much.
Mongo comes out of the back and tases Brittany. The other one gets away. What's with this music? The girl is running full tilt when doop! The janitor traps her and takes her to the evil farm where the girls are put in cages. The stoner bros follow the girls to the fake party. Since Maggie is the master of unlocking, she manages to get out of her cage, only to get caught again by Mongo. Over at the real party, Tina takes Tommy to find Maggie. The bad guys put Maggie and Brittany in the dungeon. Other girl escapes and hides out in a barn, where she finds some cheerleader corpses. Stoner dude finds a girl trapped in the woods and gets killed. The other stoner dude finds them and gets chased off. Amy Winehouse hair runs off and manages to escape. She flags down a car, and of course, it's the bad guys who take her back to the farm. Stoner dude is running and gets hit by the limo. Tommy finds out there's 2 maps to the party and discovers there's 2 locations. He leaves, and even Randy's tired of Tina, so he joins him. And here we go. 1 hour and 1 minute into the movie, we get to the Fight Club portion. There's a ring where 2 girls in lingerie and shock collars fight for their lives in front of, like 20 people? The fights are, of course, to the death, and the audience is betting on it. Maggie is fighting the current champion. She uses her cop skills to take her down, but then the other girl gets a knife and oh no. So Maggie realizes it's kill or be killed, and so she does some killing. Maggie's now the new champ. Turns out Stoner Dude isn't dead, he's just really badly hurt. Tommy arrives at the bad party location. It's now the next round. They're bringing the new fighter, and it's Brittany. And of course, she has to fight Maggie. Didn't she just get stabbed in the kidney like a minute ago? Brittany immediately gets what's going on and tries to kill Maggie. Maggie chokes her out and wins the fight. The girls escape and beat up Mongo. Then the one runs right into an electric fence. Tommy busts through the fence and rescues the girls. He calls the cops to come raid the place. They see Brittany's not dead, so they put her back in the dungeon. She wakes up and, oh no, Mr. Reed is in on it. Tommy breaks up the fight. The janitor won't release Maggie, so he shoots him. One of the bad guys finds the Jeep, and so Brooke beats him to death. They run into Mr. Reed with Brittany. He takes her and Maggie and escapes. Tommy chases after him. Maggie talks to Reed, who explains the whole organization. The police raid the farm. Maggie tases Reed and jumps out of the car. Reed drives into the lake. Only Brittany's still in the trunk. Tommy goes to save her and fails. Sorry, babe. Well, I didn't like her all that much anyway. Sometime later, the couple is a couple again. Tommy proposes, and she says she needs to think about it. He just saved you from pretty much certain death, and you're not sure if you want to marry him? He drops her off back at home. We get some last-minute nudity as Maggie's getting ready to take a bath. Uh-oh, they're playing creepy piano music, so that could only mean Mr. Reed is still alive! Cliffhanger! Allure Teen Fight Club was filmed in Los Angeles, California on a $3 million budget. The movie was co-written, directed, and produced by Bill McAdams Jr. He originally made it under the title Lure. The reason was because he wanted the Fight Club aspect to be a big third act surprise. Although the distributor didn't want the surprise, they wanted the sexiness to sell the film. So they renamed it Allure Teen Fight Club. This is a case where I'm on the line between art and commerce. On the one hand, I could see the side of not wanting to give away the big surprise of the Fight Club in the title. On the other hand, the Teen Fight Club aspect is what's going to get people to check this movie out. It worked on me. Although with the title and cover, I went in expecting Never Back Down with high school girls, and not humiliated cheerleaders in cages having to fight to the death. This was director Bill McAdams' first feature-length film. After this, he did a variety of films like A Brand New Kitchen and Santa's Promise. In 2022, he released the film Drawn into the Night, which is a heavily re-edited cut of Lure. The original is 93 minutes, while the new cut is only 67. It also has Bill's name removed as one of the writers, and only lists Jessica Sonborn, who played Maggie. Very strange. Allure Teen Fight Club is a 70s exploitation film that just so happens to be made in 2010. It's shameless, bloody, and filmed with a fairly large amount of nudity. So I was kind of stunned to discover that it was only rated PG-13? At least that's what it says on the IMDb. There's no rating on the DVD. Anyway, Allure is lurid. Pretty girls fighting to the death in their underwear. In other words, it's a damn good time.
Oh my god, he is so hot. I would totally sit on his face.